As a fun challenge for anyone who's listening, try telling the truth in social settings. So when someone invites you to a party, instead of coming up with a fake excuse that you both know is a fake excuse, just say, I don't want to go. And if someone says, hey, can you, help me move? You're like, I don't want to. It's very freeing because the thing is that their response is on them. It's really uncomfortable for a lot of people because it breaks a lot of social norms, but it's just being comfortable with the truth. And the truth is one of the scariest, ugliest things, why don't you want to go on another date with me? I don't like you. You also, by shedding social niceties, when you do also state the truth, when I say, I think you fucking killed that, people know it fucking carries weight because you don't just say that. And it makes your words mean what you say. I aspire to be a man who, when I say things, people know that I mean them. And I think a way to do that is to stop saying things that I don't mean.
Make words mean what they mean again.
Yeah, I aspire to do that with my writing, and especially in my social relationship, because time is so valuable when we have so little of it. And I don't want to waste any of it pretending to be someone or say things that I don't mean.
It's normal to not know what you're doing.
Yeah.
If you did, it wouldn't be called growth. High five your fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and carry on. Do you get tired, stressed, sad, hungry, frustrated, unfocused? Do you feel misunderstood? Great. You're human. You don't need medication.
If you knew what you were doing, then you would be stagnating because you'd be doing nothing new. And so if you're going to do something new, then that is what would be the catalyst for growth. And so you can't want to grow and also want to know everything you're doing at the same time. It's like the two beliefs contradict one another.
There's something in here around comparing the lessons that people who have achieved success tell you about how to also achieve success. Well, they look like they know what they're doing. I should look like I know what I do. I should feel like I know what I'm doing. But you don't know what you're doing. You're a white belt and that person's a 3rd degree black belt in whatever it is that you're trying to pursue. It is strange to think about how being cynical or skeptical, it's used as a proxy for being smart. The worst thing that anybody could be accused of is naive. Oh, you hope that everything was going to be good. I mean, that's cute. Don't worry, you'll learn.
Yeah.
People don't want to be naive.
And they'll be right. That's what's painful. And more people are right about the fact they're like, hey, you're not going to hit it big. And guess what? A month in, you're not. But they're only measuring on months. And every day that you haven't hit it, they're going to feel like they were right. But they're wrong because they're measuring in days and you're measuring in decades.
There's this idea from Gwinder called the cynical genius illusion. Cynical people are seen to be smarter, but sizable research suggests they actually tend to be dumber. Cynicism is not a sign of intelligence, but a substitute for it. A way to shield oneself from betrayal and disappointment without having to actually think.
The world belongs to optimists. Because if you're going to do anything big, you have to believe that it can happen.
The cynics get to be right and the optimists get to be rich.
Yeah. If you look at it from a percentage of success rate, I've been wrong more times than I've been right. I have failed more times than I've succeeded. So they're right 99% of the time. But they're wrong 100% because the only thing that matters is the big one at the end. I think it's just giving yourself permission to suck. It's giving yourself permission to be unhappy. It's giving yourself permission to not achieve while you do for a long period of time. It's giving yourself permission to lose friends. It's giving yourself permission to do things that's different than people in your social circle or your age group are doing. It's giving yourself permission to be an exception so that you can become exceptional.
If you can be in a bad mood for no reason, you might as well be in a good mood for no reason. If it's not going to change your life, it shouldn't change your mood. If the cost is peace of mind, don't buy it.
If you can do something that's amazing and still have a shit day, it means you can do something that sucks and have a good day. Which means the entire excuse around, I don't want to do all these hard things because as a proxy it makes my mood sad, is ridiculous, because it means that we are ultimately in control of how we want to perceive the work that we do. And so I think that is ultimately the most freeing thing that you can do in terms of how you can equip yourself to get through those harder periods.
And this was something, the first time that I went to go and see Peterson, someone asked him a question and they said, the depth of my consciousness causes me to suffer. Is it a blessing or a curse to feel everything so deeply? He thought for a little bit, and you said, take more of the thing that poisons you until you turn it into a tonic that girdles the world around you. The only way out is through.
Rather than trying to learn all these productivity hacks, the ultimate productivity hack is no. N-O. So you stop doing shit. And then when you create space, then you can fill it with the thing that matters. But trying to add on more to your schedule of all the things that you're not willing to sacrifice is the very reason that you're not doing what you need to do.
People want to find their passion, but you don't find it, you create it. And you create it by getting good at something. And to get good at stuff, you start by doing something you suck at. Then you get good, then you like it, then people ask how you found your passion. Answer, by starting when you sucked and not giving up.
I mean, starting is the perfect condition. Like whatever condition that you're in that you start was the perfect condition.
I use this example in my live show of a pickleball player. So this guy loves playing pickleball, and he gets to turn up on a Saturday and play with his friends.
Yeah.
And, you know, if it's cold outside, he doesn't need to go and play. And then he decides to turn pro. And he thinks, I'm turning pro at this thing that I love. I can't wait to make what I love into my career. But he doesn't realize that, hey, guess what? If you're hungover, you still need to go and train.
Yeah.
Or actually, no, you don't get to be hungover anymore, because the guy that isn't hungover is the guy that's training better. So you now need to stop going out with your friends, and you need to train when it's cold, and you need to work on game tape and mindset and hydration and nutrition. You need to do S&C, and you need to have a physio. All of these things came along for the ride as soon as you decided to turn pro. Is that a price that you're prepared to pay? And that's an interesting question to ask yourself. Yeah. Am I prepared to sacrifice my pure, unencumbered love for this thing in order to try and become the best at this thing?
But the most helpful frame was thinking about who I was becoming as the asset that I was building. So in real time, whenever I finished a long day's work, I was becoming more like the type of person who could work for 5 years without reward. And that would be part of the story I would someday tell. Like I remember when I was sleeping on the floor at my gym because I didn't have enough money for 2 rents. And I was like, I will fucking tell this story. But it allows the dragons that you have to slay along the way, the hard things that you have to overcome, to feed into the larger narrative of the story that you'll someday tell.
Imagine that you're in a movie, and imagine the movie begins now, and you're the hero of the movie.
Yeah.
What would that guy do? What would that guy do right now? Because you are. Until you win, effort always goes unnoticed.
Yeah.
Get used to it. No one roots for you until everyone roots for you. That's just how it works.
People only root for people who don't need it. Like the amount of times when I was on my lonely path where I was too different from the friends that I had, but not successful enough to be friends with the people that I wanted to be friends with. That's when you want people to root for you. That's when you want people to support you. Once you've already won, people are like, he's amazing, he's so good. But like, that's the time when you need it the least. And so you always have to be the person who roots for you before everyone else does. And it's usually a single clap in the auditorium for a very long period of time. It is a slow clap that's just you rooting for you. I just cracked one day and I was like, fuck happiness. Because it felt so out of reach that I was like, just fuck it. I'm not even gonna shoot for it. I'm just gonna do stuff. And that's all I'm gonna do. I'm just going to do stuff. And what happened was, like, a few years later, I looked up and I was like, I'm not miserable. And so I am no longer going to be watching any football, and I'm no longer going to have Netflix at all.
I was thinking a lot about the lonely chapter that we talked about the last time. That was the best, most powerful idea I think that we came up with. And if you see there basically being no shortcuts toward getting the thing that you want, every single difficult thing that you do is kind of like a massive wall that you need to get over. And you go, wow, fuck, I'm so glad that I've got over that wall. And think about how many other people are going to fall at that wall there.
People struggle to do things alone. And the path of the exceptional person is one of an exception, which means that you are not with other people. And rather than fighting that or bemoaning it, see it as an indicator that you're on the right path. Because if everyone else were cheering you on, then it means you're not in the right place, because it means you're just like everyone else, and that's not where you want to be. expecting it to be easy is what makes it much harder than it ever is. Everyone has that friend who's a train wreck on relationships who gives relationship advice. It's just like, it doesn't even matter if the advice is good. You're a train wreck. Just shut up. Stop. Like, don't waste your breath. No one is listening. There was a friend of mine, actually, who's in the fitness space, and he's like, I really want to grow my fitness business. And obviously, like, I have books on it and I have videos and did that for a whole past life. I was like, dude, you're not in shape. He's like, but I know all these. I was like, you don't look like someone that anyone wants to look like. The big one thing is, like, if you looked like a shredded god, you could say, eat fried chicken every day, and people would buy your shit.